Good evening. So this is the second layer of the compounding interest. And this is from an article on Investopedia. But this is a formula for working out how a single asset would increase depending on a certain interest rate. So your future value, how you want to work your future value out is the present value. And then it's multiplied by 1 plus the annual interest rate. And then the 1 plus the annual interest rate, the sum of that is multiplied by the amount of compoundings per year. But this is for one single stock. So I don't know how it would work if there was even, say, 2 stocks and you use the dividends of one to pay or to increase the position of the other. And what happens if there's thousands of dividend payments per year? I can't really find anything. And I'm starting to think that it might be because they're fractional shares, like fractional investing. That's quite new of a concept. Like, as far as I know, back in the old days, you would have had to call a stockbroker and they would do all the trading for you, maybe send you your dividends, or you could buy the stock from the company, which of course you still can. But the idea of being able to put €1 into a stock that costs $80 a share, I don't know if that was ever a possibility. Maybe, but I certainly haven't seen any portfolios with hundreds or thousands of dividend stocks, so I don't even know where to start. But this formula, if it's applied to an annual, if you put $1 million into a single stock and you earn 20% a year, that's a lot. 20%. It's a lot for dividends, 4 or 5% is the sweet spot. Even then, when it gets into like between 5 and 10%, it's kind of risky because they're paying a lot. The company will be paying a lot of their money out in dividends, which they're not using the money then to grow the company. So, not too high. I do have some that are outrageously high, but there's never going to be that much money in them. So we'll see what happens. But if it compounds once in the year, which a lot of the German stocks do, you'd get 200 grand on your million. And then the difference between compounding once and compounding twice is an extra 10 grand by the end of the year. But that's with $1 million, so it's still considerable if you had $1 million in. But then, as the amount of compounding cycles increase, so does the yield, like the extra that you get. So there is a ceiling on it. See, there's only $1,000 in the difference between weekly and daily compounding. But bear in mind, this is with one individual stock. And this is the formula for working out this, limiting this kind of ceiling is called continuous compounding. Yeah, it's an interesting one. I don't know if there would be. I'd have to work out the yield of every stock. I'd have to basically do all of these individual stocks, find out, try and calculate their interest, the compounding interest, and then find an average between them all. There's so many. That'd be a good project to do, but at the moment I haven't got the time for it, so I'll look into this further and then I'll make a few more videos about it, but I honestly don't know what's going to happen, so it's all kind of speculation at the moment, and mathematics are not my strong point. It's not a hobby, it's more I'm actually avoiding the work. But we'll see. Sure, we'll all learn something either way.